Savannah Sundheim.
I'm Jose Cabrerra.
And I'm Amanda Browne.
And you're watching 5 Questions.
Today we got the chance to sit down with Josh Apter.
He's the creator of the Verse and the Padcaster,
which we're using to film this video right now.
And we got the chance to ask him
5 questions.
So let's hear what he had to say.
Question number 1. How are mobile devices changing filmmaking?
I should have read these questions prior to being asked them just now. How are mobile devices changing filmmaking?
Yes.
Well, there's a sort of overused saying that's the best camera is the one you have with you, and people have their phones with them all the time. And the fact is, the camera built into your phone is so good now that you're actually not really compromising quality by saying, "Oh my God, this moment's happening. I'm gonna just pull my phone out and grab it." You're not really losing that much by using that as a camera. And I think not only is it allowing people to capture a moment very quickly and get it out there in terms of news, but in terms of the barrier of entry to filmmakers and people trying to tell stories, it doesn't cost $200 to buy the film and expose it and not be able to see it for 2 days while it's being developed. And at the end of the day, that $200 buys you 11 minutes worth of film that may or may not have worked. So with phone, you can shoot and make mistakes and erase it and start again. And to me, it's a great platform for experimentation, and the quality's there. I mean, it's only getting better.
Question number 2. What inspired you to make the Padcaster and now the Verse?
Well, the Padcaster came about, I would almost say, by accident. I was not a fan of the iPad 1. I have small children, and they watch enough on TV, and they have screens all over the place. I didn't want them to have another screen to watch things and buy things. And when the iPad 2 came out, it had a camera in it. I bought one and took it out to a trade show and clamped it into a shoulder rig and made a camera out of it and walked around and shot interviews with people that were at the show who were friends of mine. And I would cut it in iMovie on the iPad and put titles on the front and the end, and then upload it right from the iPad. And so when it was being uploaded, and the guy saying "Oh, well, this will be online in a week or so," and I said, "No, it's online." That was sort of the big moment then when they said something's up here, and I followed that down the rabbit hole that led to the Padcaster, which was a more formal design for a support, and then getting into the phone space, because people are, as much as they're shooting on iPads here in education, I think more people out there are shooting on their phones. I mean, you guys have as many phones as iPads now here too. We wanted to build something that was compatible not only with Apple's products, but with anything. Let's say you want to shoot with an Android or an LG, anything you want, you should be able to take advantage of those phones as well.
Question number 3. Who do you think is most influenced by your products?
Who's influenced most by the product? That's an interesting question. I mean, I have found, and it was quite by accident, that teachers and students have been the ones that have really embraced it, and not just for straight ahead narrative film projects and journalism projects, but they're doing things with it that are I never even knew you could do with an iPad. And so for example, a school in Long Island, SUNY Stony Brook, they were using Skype to have their live news correspondents at their homecoming regatta reporting live to a news desk and taking the Skype feed into a control room, and they were having two-way communication between their anchors and their correspondents with an iPad and a hotspot. And that, to me, I had to call them and say, "Can you please explain what you're doing? Because I've never even heard of this application before." So to me, it's like these constant surprises. It's always people pushing it and taking this sort of basic thing and doing all kinds of crazy stuff with it.
Question number 4. If you could film anything, what would you film and why?
Does it have to be on an iPad or not?
No, just anything. What would you film?
What would I film? I think I would try. I mean, if there's anything, it would be something honest, something funny, something that isn't trying to rip things apart but trying to build things up. I'm a filmmaker by trade, so whether I'm using an iPad or a conventional camera, I've been doing all kinds of, whether it's dramatic or documentary, and I've been doing comedy recently, which is incredibly hard to do and very subjective, and you can only sort of use your own measuring stick as to what people are going to find funny. So what I found is that a level of honesty around all of those disciplines, you might as well approach it with that in mind. I mean, it's just, it's hard enough work. If you're not doing something you believe in, it's going to be even harder.
Question number 5. What has surprised you most about these amazing products that you've made?
The most surprising thing is being surrounded by a group of students in a room being interviewed. I've never expected, well, and it pertains to this. I think the level of interest in education, the way it's been embraced and used for all kinds of things that like I said, I never would have dreamed of. That was the biggest surprise. This was not built for students or for teachers specifically. This was built for video bloggers and filmmakers and I'm not even sure what. It was just one of these things where people saw it, people responded well to it, and we just sort of said, okay, well, as long as we're getting positive reinforcement, let's keep going with it. And the biggest surprise came when we had teachers all over the world saying, we have this technology and we've been looking for something new and interesting to do with it. And you sort of like unlocked potential in our iPads and hopefully now iPhones that we didn't even know existed. That to me is a very pleasant surprise.
We'd like to thank Josh Apter for coming in and speaking with us.
If you want to find out more about his products, check him out at www.padcaster.com.
And you can check him out at Manhattan Edit Workshop.
And we'll see you next time on
5 Questions!